Imagine a painting so powerful it could change art forever. A work so full of life, so bursting with action that all who saw it were left speechless. Now, imagine it is gone, vanished. This is not a work of fiction. It is the true story of a lost masterpiece by the greatest mind of the Renaissance, Leonardo da Vinci. For 500 years, a ghost has haunted the art world, a whisper of a painting that was and then was not. It is a mystery that has captivated historians, thrilled treasure hunters, and, well, broken the hearts of art lovers everywhere. Who was this man, Leonardo da Vinci? To call him just a painter is to miss the whole story. He was an inventor, dreaming up flying machines and armored tanks hundreds of years before they would exist. He was a scientist, dissecting bodies to understand how muscles worked and how the heart pumped blood. He was a musician, an architect, a botanist. He filled thousands of pages in his notebooks with sketches and thoughts, capturing everything from the way water swirled in a river to the anatomy of a woodpecker's tongue. Born in the small Tuscan town of Vinci, Leonardo showed his incredible talent from a young age. He was apprenticed to Andrea del Verrocchio, and the story goes that he quickly surpassed his master. When Verrocchio saw the angel Leonardo had created, he supposedly put down his own brush and never painted again. He achieved this through his mastery of light and shadow, a technique called sfumato. The missing painting has a name, the Battle of Anghiari. It was meant to be a grand mural, a celebration of a famous victory by the Florentine Republic in 1440, early 1500s. City leaders decided to decorate the Grand Council Chamber, Palazzo Vecchio. They wanted two massive frescoes depicting Florentine victories to flank the hall. They commissioned the two greatest artists of the day, Leonardo and Michelangelo, an epic artistic showdown. Michelangelo, the Battle of Cassina; Leonardo, the Battle of Anghiari. Leonardo chose the most intense moment, the fight for the standard. A brutal, swirling knot of men and horses locked in mortal combat. The horses bite, the horses kick, the horses scream with as much fury as the men. Leonardo's preparatory drawings show his deep study of anatomy, every strained muscle, every bulging vein. He wanted to show the bestial madness of war. Other artists copied the central scene before it disappeared. The most famous copy, Peter Paul Rubens' drawing, a whirlwind of motion, a vortex of violence that pulls you in. The disappearance of the Battle of Anghiari was not an immediate, sudden event. It was a slow fade into legend. For a time, the damaged but still breathtaking fragment remained visible. Artists and visitors flocked to study it. An early guidebook called it a thing of excellence and great mastery. A wounded masterpiece, but a masterpiece nonetheless. As political winds shifted, the Great Hall was destined for change. The Florentine Republic fell. The Medici returned as dukes. Around 1563, Duke Cosimo I hired Giorgio Vasari to renovate the hall. Vasari admired Leonardo, and wrote about the Battle of Anghiari with awe. Yet when renovations finished, Leonardo's mural was gone. Vasari's new frescoes celebrated Medici victories. Did Vasari paint over it? Did he tear down the wall? For centuries, people assumed the worst. Hope never truly died. Historians sifted through documents, letters, account books, the search like finding a needle in a 500-year-old haystack. The hunt became a public obsession, the legend growing into a holy grail for the art world. Over the centuries, the mystery gave rise to a host of dramatic theories. The simplest, the painting was simply destroyed. Perhaps it was already so badly damaged that Vasari and his patrons saw no reason to save it. It might have been plastered over, or the section of wall could have been demolished during renovation, to make way for new doors or windows. A more hopeful theory suggests Vasari was not a destroyer but a secret savior, deeply admiring Leonardo. Proponents believe he built a new brick wall in front of Leonardo's mural, leaving a gap and painting his own fresco on the false wall to hide it. This romantic idea gained momentum in the late 20th century, leading to a famous modern search. An art historian named Maurizio Saraceni championed the idea and used cutting-edge technology to look for clues. He used radar and other non-invasive scanning technologies on the wall where Cerca Trova was found. The scans revealed what appeared to be a narrow gap behind Vasari's fresco and tiny pigment traces chemically similar to Leonardo's era. They drilled tiny holes and inserted an endoscopic camera. For a moment the mystery seemed solved. Then the evidence proved inconclusive and the project stalled amid controversy. The search for the Battle of Anghiari is a masterclass in historical detective work. It relies on a scattered trail of breadcrumbs left across 5 centuries. The most important clues are documents and drawings. Leonardo's notebooks are filled with sketches of ferocious faces and struggling horses, preparatory studies for the Great Mural. All preparatory studies for the Great Mural. These drawings are treasures in their own right. Long before the camera, copying preserved Leonardo's design, the most famous is Rubens's drawing, our best window into the lost masterpiece. By comparing copies, historians try to reconstruct a more complete picture. The Palazzo Vecchio itself is the biggest clue. The Salone di Cinquecento is the scene of the crime. Researchers have pored over its walls and architectural drawings for decades. High on one painted green banner there is an inscription, Cerca Trova, seek and you shall find. Was it a deliberate clue? This clue led to high-tech investigations and years of non-invasive tests. Scans revealed a gap in pigment traces that could be from Leonardo's era. The shadow of the painting is still there, and as long as it lingers, the chase will continue. Why does this one lost painting matter so much? It is more than just its monetary value. The Battle of Anghiari represents a moment of artistic revolution. It would be a window into Leonardo's mind at the peak of his powers. Finding it would be like discovering a lost play by Shakespeare or a missing symphony by Mozart. From the copies and descriptions we know it was a work of shocking intensity and psychological depth. It promised a new direction for art. Dynamism, emotion, the beautiful terrible chaos of life. Its loss is not just the loss of an object but the loss of a key moment in art history. The search also speaks to our fascination with Leonardo himself. A figure of endless mystery and appeal, because he left so many projects unfinished, each one feels like a tantalizing what if. With the right technology, the right clue, or a bit of luck, we can still pull back a curtain and reveal a lost wonder. The search itself becomes a story, a quest connecting us to the past. In the end, perhaps it does not matter if the Battle of Anghiari is ever found. The story itself has become a work of art. The ghost of Leonardo's lost battle keeps his spirit alive, challenging us to seek and find.